Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Finding Gumshoe Garrett. I'm your host, Ryan Mullen, and got another one for you. Another one lined up with some great guests. One of our guests coming up a little later didn't want to tell me his name. He was an old childhood friend of Gumshoe's, and hopefully he'll find out on the podcast. We'll see if he'll let me know his name at some point. And the first guest, who we'll get to very shortly, used to be in a pop-punk band with Gumshoe. So interested to hear. Gumshoe's been in several bands. You heard in the first episode he was in a Kiss cover band with a friend, Robert, a.k.a. Kevin. And so yeah, I'm excited to hear from this guest. But first, we have to get to sponsors, and then we can start off the show. So our first sponsor for today's episode is Bosley Automotive. We're on episode 2, Otto and Carla Bosley. This is now the best place, people, to get your cars. And now we struck a deal with them. You go to Bosley Automotive, you give my name, or I guess promo code Gumshoe. Just mention Ryan Mullen or this podcast, and that's why you're there buying a new car. And you'll get 15% off your new car. It's a new car. Okay, so let me catch everybody up for what's happened to me in the past week. So I did go down to Mexico to look for Gumshoe Garrett, and what did I find as soon as I was there? There were posters that said, "Donde está Gumshoe Garrett?" And I'm like, oh my god, somebody else is already doing a Spanish version of the podcast. I'm like, this is great. So I went on their podcast. They also don't know where Gumshoe Garrett is. It's crazy how many people are looking for him, not just me. We have a lot of new dog listeners since last week's episode where Sir Snugglesworth III came on. And I didn't realize Sir Snugglesworth was actually Instagram famous and has a lot of dog followers. So roof roof to all the new dog listeners out there. Hope you guys enjoy the show. I'm not going to explain everything about the show and why I'm looking for Gumshoe, but go listen to the first episode if you want to hear that. All you dogs. And then the last thing I got to bring up, everybody has been commenting on how at the end of episode 2, I got ran out of the studio, and people were like, why didn't you mention it last episode? Well, I just thought I could push past it. I was like, okay, maybe I was recording in a studio that wasn't my own, and I got ran out of it. I just figured, now I'm recording in my apartment. I didn't think it needed to be mentioned, but everybody wants that clarification. Yes, we are now in my apartment here in Ottawa, Canada, and now you're clear. I'm not going to bring up where we're recording again. Unless we move again, maybe I'll bring it up. All right, I think that's caught everybody up for what's been happening to me in the past week. All right, we'll bring on our first guest. Denver? Denver's your name?
Hi, yeah. Sorry, Ryan?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan, it's Denver. What's going on, man?
Welcome to the show. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, happy to be here. It's crazy. I haven't been in an apartment building since, well, since then.
What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know anything about you. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Oh,
you haven't been in an apartment building?
Sorry. When I have this thing, I say a name and I automatically think it's that person. So when I said Gryan, I just automatically assumed that you were Gryan from the tour back in 2006. I
don't know what you're talking about. Gryan's that a real name?
That was a crazy time for me, man. What's going on right now? What are we doing here?
What? We're doing a podcast about Gumshoe Garrett. You came on because don't you know you were you said an early 2000s pop punk band with Gumshoe Garrett? What?
Yeah.
That's why you're here, right?
For sure. Sorry. Yeah, my agenda's been pretty crazy lately.
Your agenda?
I just downloaded the Plenty of Fish. Have you heard of that, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. For me, at least. So obviously it syncs with my agenda. You go in there, you see people messaging you all the time.
How many messages do you get from that website?
Well, I don't want to brag, but I think
you
this
month...
I was looking at my statistics for the month of September.
Your stats?
Oh, is that a short form for statistic?
I like to call it stats. I know it's kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm in my mid to late 40s. I'm not really hip with this lingo.
Okay. I'll try to keep you up to date with all the... People say lit a lot now.
Lit? Like literacy?
Just like literacy, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm illiterate. That's the other thing.
Okay, sorry. Can you go back? Who is Gryan, and what do you mean you haven't been in an apartment since 2006? What are you talking about?
Great question, Ryan.
Thank you.
I haven't been in an apartment in a long time, and I'll tell you why that is. Most apartment buildings actually have my picture up, and they've asked me not to come back, in the mid to early 2000s. And I'll get into this in a little bit, obviously. I don't want to spoil anything, but...
okay.
Garrett and I, we had some times in apartment buildings. Sandy Hill.
Sandy Hill?
Yeah.
What were you guys doing in Sandy Hill?
You ever see Project X?
Yeah? You guys were having crazy parties?
No, that was way crazier than anything I've ever done.
Oh.
We watched the shit out of that movie in Sandy Hill. Okay.
You watched Project X in Sandy Hill?
Yeah, like
why did you watch
maniacs.
that a lot? Like, I saw it once. It didn't seem like a rewatchable movie. Like, why not watch Superbad? I feel like that's a better, like, party type movie, like teenagers.
I guess I'm kind of confused why you have me on the show, Brian. You're gonna
My
attack...
name's Ryan.
Excuse me, Brian.
Ryan. How's that so hard? Like, you're adding extra things today. It's shorter than Brian and Brian.
Okay, Ryan. I'll go with Ryan for now. The thing is about
for now.
me,
No, that's my name. Yeah, please.
I'm an innovator. Do you know what I mean? People bring me on these podcasts to fix them up. You know, they always say, "Oh, it's to ask you about your friend," but I know what the secret is, Ryan, and it's that they want something else from me.
What? No, I just want more info. I'm trying to find Gumshoe Garrett, and I want more info about him. So you're saying you guys watch a lot of Project X. Like, I need more info so I can try to track him down. So you were in a pop punk band, you said, with him?
Yeah.
So what kind of shows? Like, I'm trying to find venues. Like, where did you guys go a lot?
Okay, so I'll give you the background on Gumshoe Garrett and I. So we actually did meet in a group chat on
Plenty of Fish?
Yeah, weirdly, on Plenty of Fish. That's
There's
right.
group chats on there.
Not anymore. This was more of a beta model that they were trying out. Like,
okay.
Plenty of fish, and the plenty was all capitalized. They really emphasized that there were a lot of fish.
There's a lot out there in
group
the sea.
chat. Anyway, so I thought Gumshoe Garrett. So funnily enough, when we matched, his name was Samantha.
Oh,
and he said he was
catfishing.
24. Yeah. So later, I found out that I was being catfished.
By
you know what I mean?
Garrett.
But that was like the third date in. It was crazy. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, Garrett's got very fine details about him. You know, he's lithe.
He's what?
He's like kind of cat-like.
He's cat-like?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't...
Yeah.
See, I've only met him, like, it was only, like, one night that I hung out with him.
Oh, yeah?
And so, like, it's kind of weird. Like, I didn't picture that, but he's cat-like? How? Like, how, like...
You know, he's creepy. He doesn't make a lot of noise. He always perches on things. I remember he was the drummer for our punk pop band. And
really? Is he good?
Well, no, he just perched on the drum seat and didn't do anything. He was a terrible drummer. We kicked him out.
Oh.
And it was actually about that time that I found out he wasn't Samantha, but Garrett. At the time, he was kind of doing that to a whole bunch of bands. He was known as Cumshot.
Cumshot?
At the time, yeah.
Why was he called Cumshot Garrett? Where did that name come from?
He was a cummy guy. You know, he had like very pasty white skin. He was very cat-like. He did some cummy things to his friends, you know.
What? Is that a verb? Cummy? Or adjective?
Yeah, Brian. Where I'm from, that
My name's Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
That's sorry. I don't mean I don't want to correct you, but it's how hard is that?
It's no, but I mean, so here's the thing, actually, and I get confused with a lot of things. So we actually, you know, the Fall Out Boy.
I guess.
So
yeah.
I remember Garrett and I, before having to kick him out when I found out he couldn't actually play drums, we actually ended up recording most of Fall Out Boy's album Infinity on High.
Oh, okay.
Before realizing that, wait a second, you know, that's not us, that's Fall Out Boy. I get things confused all the time. You know, I thought that was my own idea, but it turns out that was Fall Out Boy.
I don't really know what the point of that was.
Point of what was?
Like, now you're confusing me. I don't even know. What are we doing here? Okay. Can you give me more info? Okay, oh my God, this is so confusing. Do you remember my name?
Yeah, of course. It's Ryan. I was just yanking your chain earlier. You know, that's what we did in the pop punk scene.
You would yank chains?
All the time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Project X. You guys would watch a lot of Project X. What else would you guys do when you were hanging out? Like, what are his interests? What are his likes? Where would you go? Where could I find him?
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, you know, a lot of people didn't know this about Garrett, but one of his favorite things to do was smoke cigarettes in the Prezzo Tea place on Rito Street.
That was one of his favorite things to do?
Yeah.
Why there?
I don't know, but he got some sort of sick pleasure ashing cigarettes in people's bubble tea when they went to the washroom. And I must have watched him do it like
tea?
At least 20 times. And mind you, this is when I still thought he was Samantha, so I really had a mixed picture of this girl.
Oh my... that's also very confusing. How did they get to 3 dates and you didn't understand? Cause you're saying because he's cat-like. But how does that confuse you for... You thought he was a woman? Like, what? How did you still get catfished by the third... Don't you find out on the first date?
Yeah. Actually, you know, have you seen Trainspotting, Ryan?
I have, yeah.
You know that scene where Begbie's
you on
in
heroin?
the car? Not anymore, and that's kind of why I'm a little bit messed up right now.
Okay, that
Pretty
makes
sweaty,
a little bit more sense, yeah. Do you want a towel?
Do I want
Yeah, to wipe that down. You're pretty sweaty.
Yeah, I mean, I always bring my own towel for the sweats, but definitely, when
you
this
have
one...
I didn't see that there. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
I keep it in my lap. A lot of sweating, like a lot of thigh sweats, naturally.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends where you shoot up. I don't like to get into the history of
But you're done with heroin?
No, I just can't afford heroin. So as soon as I get that money, I'll be back onto heroin, yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No.
So what was this about? We brought this up because you're very much on heroin, you love it. Okay.
Yeah, so we brought this up because if you remember in Trainspotting, there's a scene where Begbie, I think is his name, is in a car and he finds out that he's with I don't know if, what's the term? Are they transvestites in that time period? It was a woman, it was a man dressed as a woman.
Okay.
So that was kind of like... Garrett and I, except we were still in the club, so we never made it to the car. Do you see what I'm saying? So really there was no opportunity for me to realize that he was a cat-like man. I just thought he was a great dancer that knew how to work his hips. So, sorry, what was the question? What else did we do?
Don't even know where we're at now.
Yeah.
You go on so many tangents, and you bring up so many interesting things, and I'm like, I want to hear about your heroin past. How'd you get into heroin?
Garrett.
He got you into that?
Craziest second date of my life. Yeah.
Second date, wow.
I swear, it was like an Intervention wet dream. You know the show Intervention?
Yeah.
I swear, if Jeff Van Vonderen was there, he would have been crying tears of joy, because that's the Moneymaker episode that we would have made together. Yeah, so Garrett got me onto heroin, but he also got me into Andy Warhol, so he's not that bad. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a lover of art, an appreciator of music.
But what would you guys do? I feel like I've seen The Wire, and in heroin, it seems like people just pass out.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem fun. Why do you want to do that? Don't you want to be doing things, but instead of just?
Oh no, it was
potentially dying.
The whole day was dedicated to getting ready for the heroin. Do you know what I mean? When you use the spoon to heat it up, we'd thwack spoons on each other's wrists.
Like a Cheers? Oh wait.
Yeah.
What, on the wrist?
You never did that with your brothers?
I don't do heroin.
Oh, no. So. Hey, you don't need heroin to play with spoons, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I've played the game Spoons.
And what's that? Where you hit other people on the wrist with a spoon?
No. It's a card game where there's spoons on the table, and everybody's trying to grab four of the same card. You never played that?
No, I just would thwack my friends with spoons before shooting up. But anyway, so it was a really full day thing. We like to have fun, so we'd put Project X on in the morning. And mind you, these are Sandy Hill days, of course. Put Project X on, we'd get our belts ready, we'd pick what we're going to wear, do you know what I mean?
Your belts ready, I guess, because you have to tie it around your arm.
Yeah, we were fancy at that point, for sure. We had some Gucci things that we'd tie up,
Gucci?
Yeah. You know Gucci?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Gucci.
Not Gucci Mane, mind you, Gucci.
Oh, not Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
Oh, well then I don't know. Can you inform me? What's Gucci? That's good? People say oh, that's Gucci.
Sorry, we're going to have to go back. I had said that I'm not really big on the terms because...
That's okay, sorry, my bad. That's how I know Gucci. People are oh, I'm happy with that. That's Gucci. It's that's good, basically. They just don't want to say good. They just call it Gucci.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. So that is a lit way to talk about something, for
you're
sure.
picking up on the language, fam.
Yeah, I get super intuitive when I don't use heroin. It's crazy. I'm a different person.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think it's better?
Party's here.
Excuse me. Can I help you?
Yes, hello.
What are you doing?
I'm here for the fucking podcast.
Did you just walk in? How'd you get here? Which podcast?
Fucking stew podcast. We're about to talk about some stews. Fucking love stew.
Can you, if you're gonna talk, can you talk on mic? Can you guys share?
Yes,
can you guys share mic?
Oh. Hello.
You're here for the Stewcast? That
Yes.
isn't until next week. What's your name?
It's fucking Cynthia. Why are you starting
Cynthia,
the podcast
yes.
without
This isn't
me?
the Stewcast. This is
rude.
Finding Gumshoe Garrett.
Are we making stew on this episode?
No, that's a different podcast I do. And I'm
Garrett.
Who's Garrett? Sounds hot. No. Okay, so Gumshoe Garrett's a guy I'm trying to track down. He fucked me over. He stole my lucky nuts. It's a whole story.
He stole your nuts because he did something similar to me on our third date.
On your third date? What
Yeah.
happened on that date?
I'm sorry. Is this not the
It's not the Stewcast. No. That's a different... I do a lot of podcasts. Denver. This is Denver. Cynthia, Denver.
Cynthia.
How's it going?
Good.
I should also say not Denver like the city, Denver like the other Denver.
Like what Denver?
Like the
Denver, New York.
The Broncos?
No.
Denver, New York. Is that
That's
where
a
Denver
place,
is?
right?
Okay, so this is not the Stewcast. I'm sorry, you're like a week and a half early.
I love the
What?
name of the Stewcast. Can we be the Stewcast now?
No, this is
it's
Finding
fucking-
Gumshoe Garrett.
It's almost Halloween. I know. You said the podcast right before Halloween.
It's not
fucking
almost Halloween. It's nowhere near Halloween.
Why'd I buy my costume yesterday?
What's your
What are you
costume?
going as? Yeah.
Slutty something. I haven't really decided yet.
A slutty something.
Oh, I'm going as a convicted hex offender. It's a sexy wizard that walks around with handcuffs.
Oh,
What?
that actually
Hex
sounds
offender.
sexy too. Sexy slutty. That's how you have to do Halloween. Now,
That's it
are
has
we
to be
gonna talk
slutty.
about stews?
This isn't the Stewcast. That's a different one I do. Do we want to have a mini Stewcast now? Do you want to do sub Stewcast?
Love stew.
Denver, what are your favorite stews? Does celery ruin a stew?
Does celery ruin everything? Yeah.
I concur.
Yeah.
Oh my god, thank you. That's what I wanted to come on this podcast to say.
That's why you want to come.
ruins everything.
Oh my god, are you
Gotta
drinking right
annex
now?
it from- yeah, you can't leave your last beer. It's my last one from last night. Gotta finish it.
From last night. Oh, is that warm still?
I'm straight edge, man. So.
No, you're not. You're not
there.
straight edge. You just talked about how you're a heroin addict.
That doesn't count.
Yes,
pretty
it
sure-
does.
I
That
think in the
does.
grander
You can't be
scheme-
straight edge. Don't put. Why do you have an X on your hand? I see that now. I go, what the fuck?
What?
That straight edge X. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That heroin is a crazy drug to do.
Okay, full disclosure.
You can do a little bit, it's fine.
A little bit of heroin.
Just a
I don't
little
think
bit.
people do a
Yeah,
little
just
bit
do
of
a little
heroin.
bit.
He was saying the only reason he's not doing it is because he ran out of money, or he just couldn't get it.
You know, Minor Threat, the band that invented straight edge.
No.
You never heard their B-sides? It's all about doing heroin, man. Heroin's rock and roll.
Well, I guess that's true, but I don't think it's straight edge.
You can do a little. You can do a little everything is still straight edge, you know. That's-
Okay.
Cynthia, I don't even know what straight edge means.
I'm like straight edge, but somebody that was just diagnosed with Parkinson's drew the lines for me, so it's a little bit shaky. Do you know what I mean?
I guess so. Guys, we need to go to a break. We'll be right back. Can you guys stick around
Wait,
for after the break?
You want me to stay?
Yeah, I guess
what's
you can
happening?
stay. You've already shown up. But don't come to the Stewcast though. This is gonna be enough. I don't I didn't know you before this. I was hoping you were gonna be not drunk when you showed up and on time for the Stewcast, but I guess you're part of this now, so we're gonna go to a break.
Well, that was rude. Excuse me.
I mean-
I'm just showing up.
And this is my podcast.
I'm on
You just
time.
how did you even get
Fucking
in this
showed
building?
up.
You're not on time. It's not near Halloween. I don't know what you're talking about. We're going to a break. So this sponsor break is actually brought to you by David Arquette. He wants to remind you that he's still around. He's still doing movies. So if he wants you to hire him, he's not dead. David Arquette. That's the name. Don't forget it. David Arquette. And welcome back to Finding Gumshoe Garrett. I'm sure another great sponsor. What? Don't interrupt me. I'm trying to thank the sponsors.
Garrett.
That's the podcast we're doing. I'm trying to track down Gumshoe Garrett. He screwed me over, as I said about the Lucky Nuts.
Sorry, are you talking about the same as Gumshoe Garrett, who used to run the leather?
Apparently, he
club
went by
downtown?
several names. Yes.
Yeah, before.
I thought you
opening
said
a
it was
line.
Cum
I don't know
Shot.
if I'm on the right
Shoot,
podcast.
Garrett.
Oh,
I
sorry.
think
Actually,
Yeah,
I
Gumshoe
didn't.
Garrett, yeah.
I didn't introduce you yet. Sorry, we have another guest. We were only supposed to have two guests, but we have a third one because Cynthia showed up to the wrong podcast.
Cynthia, so cool.
Yes. So sorry. This next guest. Actually, you didn't tell me your name.
I would prefer to remain anonymous, sir.
Anonymous.
I saw your posters, and
Yeah.
it seems like this Gumshoe guy, if he's the same person that I know, he has a checkered past, and I'm part of that past, and I just don't want to be found out.
What do you mean
But
by checkered?
If you need to call me something, you can call me Sunny Hill.
Sunny Hill.
Sunny Hill.
Is that you?
Hell.
It's not your name. Or
That is
where
not my
you're
real
from?
name.
Is that like your neighborhood?
Nope. That you can just, it's an alias.
Can I call you
me
Sunny
Hill?
Sunny for
So,
short.
you have an alias, but what's your real name?
It's unnamed, sir. I told you. Me and
oh.
I think this person that you're looking for, we have a history, and I need to stay as far away as possible.
What is
from
his
him.
history?
So, what you guys call Gumshoe Garrett?
Yeah.
I knew him as a kid. We
Okay.
didn't call him Gumshoe
No?
Garrett back then. We called him Chewing Gum Garrett.
Chewing Gum Garrett.
He's Chewing Gum Garrett.
Okay.
Gum, just the gum part.
Do you say gum or cum? Because that
like
kind of
the-
fits in better with what I was just saying.
I know, but see, it's a hard G. He might be going by the C
yeah.
now, but it's a hard G.
But he's been chewing all his life. Is what
Yeah,
you're
he's been
saying.
chewing. Gum has been a mainstay of him.
Ew.
Just gum. And I knew him as a kid, went to the same elementary school. and we did one of those tests.
What test?
HIV test?
No. You know, they send in psychologists.
Okay, yeah.
Psychiatrists. They test all
Sure.
the kids. That's what they used to do back in the day. They tested the kids.
Okay.
And he had markers.
He had markers.
For crazy behavior. He was a wild one.
What kind of crazy things would he do?
See, this is the thing. Our paths diverged around middle school.
Okay.
So I knew him for the first little part because we were neighbors. But then the district boundaries for the schools were just
there, and so you guys couldn't go to the same
that
school?
we couldn't go to the same school. But see, we still saw each other in the neighborhood. But as kids grow older...
Okay, and what kind of stories did you hear? How was he crazy?
Well, see, he did things.
Like what?
I mean, he's just like obscene things. I don't know if I should say because I was present, and like I said, I need to remain
I know,
anonymous.
you're trying to be so nice. Why don't you come on the podcast, if Sunny Hill?
I saw your poster.
Yeah.
And
do you have any info? Like,
yes, I do.
Okay, like what?
So I saw your poster.
Yeah.
If it's the same person,
Yeah.
I think he might be on the most wanted list. That's why I
that
need
makes
to stay
sense.
away
Oh
from
my
him.
God.
That makes sense to
I
me.
need to stay away because if he's on the most wanted list, I cannot get caught up in whatever he's doing. I just can't.
I mean, he's
So
doing
Garrett's
heroin
like a
with
fucking
Denver.
bad boy?
Yeah,
I don't know
he
about
said-
bad boy,
love
but what I
bad
can tell you
boys.
about his
Yeah,
childhood
Cynthia.
is he
Yeah. Get me
he
one
started
of
off.
those.
You know, he started off
I'm not gonna get
trying
him
to
for
like
you.
feel fabric. So you'd be wearing a nice shirt and he wouldn't ask to touch it; he would just touch it.
So he's cat-like in that sense.
Yeah, it's really weird though.
was like-
'Cause you'd be walking down the
Takes what
street.
he wants.
I remember one time I had this brand new leather jacket that I got as a Christmas gift. It's a brand new leather jacket.
Yeah.
And I wore it to the school dance
Okay.
because you could cross boundaries to go to school dance.
All these boundary
I know
crossing.
it's boundaries. We couldn't go to the same school, but I went as a guest.
Okay.
To one of the school
It's
dances.
true. You can do that. I've been to so
Yeah.
many school dances.
Yeah.
So-
It's all the schools
Yeah.
in all my districts.
Yeah.
You went to
Oh,
all
yeah.
the school dances?
Yeah,
all
fuck
the
yeah.
time.
It's a good fucking time.
But
Party it
I
up.
was walking down the street, and I met up with Gumshoe, chewing gum.
Yeah.
Not chewing gum, back when he was
Yeah,
chewing
yeah.
gum.
I know. He had several names.
And he comes up to me without warning, he just said, "That's a nice jacket." And he just reached out and touched it. And I was like, whoa. This is a gift. You got to be careful with it. I can't wear it to us. It's one of my fancy clothes. See, we were poor. We didn't have a lot. So my mom, she might have, I don't know what she had to do to get this coat. But I just knew I woke up with a nice coat on Christmas morning.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on and telling me all this. This is kind of helpful.
Well, I still have a
guess.
little bit more.
Oh, you have more?
And this might help you.
Okay,
This might help
yeah.
you.
Where can how can I find him now?
So this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Gumshoe used to be a blonde.
Okay.
I don't know the picture I saw on
Yeah.
the most wanted list. He's now a brunette,
Yeah.
but you could tell it's a bad dye job.
It was a bad
I
dive.
fucking
Dad's a
hate
bad
bad dye
dye job.
jobs. Like,
So,
don't do that
if you
shit.
see
Go
this person that you're
somewhere
looking for,
real.
you got to look at the roots of the hair. You see,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
the roots
It's
don't
always
change.
the roots. The roots always tell.
They
You can
don't
tell
change.
a bitch with bad hair from a mile
Exactly.
away.
Okay.
So you just got to get it. If you can find a way to just pull
Bad
back his
dye
hair,
jobs.
pull back his bangs,
Yeah,
or
That's
something.
how I'm going to
Wild
find
up.
him? How am I going to find
Well,
him that
that's
way?
just a piece of the clue.
A piece of the clue.
Yeah, I listen. If I don't know what chewing gum's been up to, our lives.
I think he's going by
diverged.
Gumshoe now. Or Cumshaw, I'm not sure.
I know him as chewing gum. I'm gonna call him chewing gum.
Sorry, is your real name Steven Ranasizzi? I'm just trying to guess.
No,
this.
not Steven
Ranasizzi.
Ranasizzi. It's not.
No?
No,
So
no,
what about
no.
like 9/11? What do you think about that? Were you like in the tower?
I would know.
Why would he be in the tower? What do you mean?
I thought, what is this? Whatever is happening on this?
I'm trying to bring people on here to find about Gumshoe Garrett's past so I can get hints and
So I
clues
told
as to
you,
where I
man,
can find
he's-
him.
he's
But
on the
sometimes
most wanted
random
list.
people
No,
come
no,
on
no,
and
no.
just say nonsense that doesn't
I'm
really help
telling
me.
you.
Is
I'm
Garrett
telling
a
you right
fuckboy?
now.
I think
Sounds
he
like a
I think he might
fuckboy.
be, yeah.
He might be,
It's
but
so
what's a
hard
fuckboy?
to
What does that
fucking
mean?
find a fuckboy.
Yeah, I'm with what is a fuckboy? See, again, I'm in
I
my
feel
late
like, yeah.
40s.
Denver is not caught up on all of our
somebody
common.
who messages you, promises you all these things, you fucking sleep with them, and then they fucking run off.
Okay.
Sounds like a fuckboy.
That sounds
Yeah,
like
that
chewing
sounds
gum.
just like Gumshoe.
Sounds like
Sounds
I
like
trust
chewing
me,
gum,
I fucking
sir.
know.
Chewing
He goes by a
gum.
couple names.
I know
Okay, well,
the
I'm telling you.
fuckboys. I know all the fuckboys in this city.
If
I
you
probably
find
know
them all-
Garrett. I probably know this fucking whatever gum whatever Garrett. Who is this boy?
Gumshoe Garrett.
Chewing
also known as
gum.
Cumshaw and Chewing Gum
I'm
Garrett.
telling you right now.
Him.
That was as a kid, though. That was a while ago.
I know, but see, old habits die hard. So if you see someone...
Hair dye hard, am I right? That's a
Something like
callback,
that.
Hair dye.
baby.
So if
I
you
mean,
see him...
it's not cool if you say it's a callback.
If you really want to know if you find him, just call him chewing gum, and you'll see the color will drain from his face. He'll go pale
Well,
like a ghost.
I hope when I see him, I can just get the justice that I deserve.
What
And
exactly
hopefully-
happened? You said Lucky Nuts?
He stole my Lucky Nuts. I'm trying to see if he left the bag, and so I
How
got the
did
bag.
you lose your nuts, sir? Because they're attached to your body.
No, not those nuts. Like just like
my God, I
it
thought you
was
were
like
talking
a
about
trail
balls,
mix. No.
dude.
It was like trail mix, like a bag of nuts, and I had them with me, and lucky things would happen.
What's your favorite nut to put in a stew? That's a callback, baby.
Don't say it's a callback. You say
If
baby.
you really, honestly, if you
Yeah.
want a good stew, what you need to do is
do
you
not
gotta
put
use
nuts in
almonds.
No, why would you put nuts in a
I'm
stew?
Yes,
allergic
yes,
to
yes.
fucking nuts.
I think
If
Don't
you get
put
almonds,
nuts in a stew.
no,
You're
you
allergic
get
to nuts?
almonds,
Ruin a
you
good
chop them
fucking
up
thing.
really nice. You make yourself like a pseudo
wanna
almond
ruin the
powder.
good fucking
You use
thing.
that to top off your stew. It's delicious. I'm telling you.
Okay, I think we're done. I don't think we concluded the mini stew cast, so let's just say we're done talking about stew.
No
This
more
is just
stew?
Gumshoe Garrett.
You
Yeah.
want like another
If I
couple
want
hints?
to, I could talk
Hints?
about stew all
Yeah, just
day.
another couple hints of stew.
Of stew?
Yeah.
No, I'll invite you on the stew cast, and we'll talk about it more in depth then.
You know who makes a good stew? Carl Weathers. That's a callback, baby.
That wasn't a callback. We didn't mention Carl Weathers at all.
Sorry, like I said, I have like
Carl
that
Weathers
heroin
is
mix-up.
hot.
Is he?
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's the
Muscles,
guy. He's
beat
the boy on
shit
the
out of-
can.
He was on Rocky. Fucking
Was
beat
he?
the shit out of Rocky.
Can you stop
Fuck
slapping
yeah.
the table?
Sorry.
Wait,
Sorry.
I thought he was an acting coach.
That's,
Who are we talking
I
about?
thought he was a
right now?
weatherman.
I thought he was on cans of stew.
Sorry, so are we talking about Dane Cook right now or not? Like, can we just get one thing
Dane
straight?
Cook?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, no, I think we need to actually wrap this up. Okay, guys, I'm like,
But you just need to remember, if you find this person who's you call Gumshoe,
Yeah.
say the word chewing gum.
Chewing gum. I'll
And you'll
make
see
sure-
it goes,
I
and
can't
get
wait.
Get him to pull his hair back, and you'll see the blonde roots.
okay, great. I'll make
Two
sure to do
identifying
that.
factors.
But okay, great. To make sure that it's him. Why would
Now
he
I'm
do
getting
that?
paid
Why would
for
he?
this, right?
What?
I'm getting
You're
paid
not
for
getting paid for
But you
shit.
put money on a you said poster. You need information. When people need information, and they put a poster.
I didn't put a price of how much I was going to pay you.
It
This
doesn't
is all
matter, but
free.
there's always a
That's
reward.
true. I thought
There's
I was
always
gonna
a
get
reward.
You
stew at the
weren't
end
on the.
of this.
What? How did you even hear about? Oh my god!
Can I
You
get
like
some
we get
chewing
stew?
gum? Can I please
I
No,
was
I'm
going to be
chewing
on
gum for
a
you.
stew
How do you know chewing
podcast.
gum?
I
You're looking for a
expected
guy with the name
stew.
Gummy.
So where's my stew?
Guys, we need to wrap this up. Do we have any final words, Denver? Like, I mean,
Yeah, so
can you end this out
just
on a high note?
a high note. That's... 'cause
No,
I'm-
not heroin. Like,
yeah,
don't bring
because
it
I'm
back
pretty
to
low
that.
down right now. High note. Yeah, of course.
Do
So,
you need the hit? You need a bump?
What?
well, that's kind of why I
Do
came here
bumps?
today. Yeah.
Bump.
I don't think you need a specific heroin to snort it.
I think people do snort
do you
it.
have the right snorting
Don't do
heroin?
heroin on this podcast,
'Cause
please.
I'll
What I was
fucking
gonna say
do
is
it.
if you
Don't.
just
I'll
need
do
a
it right
need a
off
little
your
pick-me-up.
body.
What? Do not do that on this
Chewing gum is your
podcast.
Are we about to party?
No, we're not going to party. Okay, that
Are you
is
partying?
No, we're not partying here. I want
Because
you guys to please leave.
I fell asleep before Pulp Fiction ended, so I don't know how that party ends, but...
Well, it's kind of in a mixed up order. Like, it's not chronological.
But
so.
you know how she does
See, I never
heroin?
saw Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, but she accidentally snorts the heroin you're not supposed to.
She didn't know
snort.
what it was. Yeah.
So then that's
I think
when
she
it
thought
kills
was
you.
coke.
But there is
Now I get it.
specific
Sorry, but
snorting
these are spoilers,
heroin.
baby.
What? Was that a callback too?
I saw someone use heroin.
Not everything
once.
is
It
a
was very
callback.
freaky.
Oh
Brian.
my god!
Yeah.
Fuck you, Denver. Okay, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for coming on, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.